Yo, what up with it? It's Bizzle with God Over Money. We over here shooting my new video on the low with the homie Arize.
So today we're gonna be shooting a video for Bizzle. Look at my boy, it's God Over Money. Show him what you got in your hands though. But it's God Over Money though.
Check this out. Every day you wake up with God, you feel presidential.
What's going on, everybody? Jesse Delgado. We're behind the scenes right now on Bizzle's music video. What's it called?
On the low.
On the low. You're definitely going to want to make sure you check it out. We got Arize behind the camera filming the whole thing, and we brought you guys along for the journey. I asked Bizzle a few questions and just got some wisdom for new artists, for people that are trying to juggle between, you know, ministry and life and family. He gave some great information that can really help you out and bless you guys. Also too about discipleship and a whole bunch of other stuff. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you check out the song when it drops, and check out my man Bizzle. He's doing some amazing things for God, building the kingdom. And yes, stay locked.
This is for the video.
And this is for the video. Disclaimer.
Look, cause they gonna block their ears like, yo, I don't want to hear nothing he has to say. It's
I didn't even think about it until you said it.
Right now, we're in a time where the visual is mad important, right? The audio only days are kind of behind us a little bit, I feel like. Especially with YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to have some type of clean visual. Like that's an important, even if it's only one that you can get behind, your best record, you want to have something when somebody types in your name on YouTube, something where they can get a visual of you, a feel for you, who you are, you know what I'm saying? And not just hear something and look at a picture. But man, social media is where it's at. So right now, social media gives you a direct connection to your fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm able to do this independently. Usually, you might think an artist fell off, right? Because they lose the label, and the label was their connection to the people. So because they don't have the label, they can no longer reach the people. So it looks like they disappeared. Now you can't, ain't no falling off, y'all. We're directly connected. I speak to you, I get the music straight to you. I don't need to go through the radio, I don't need to go, you know what I'm saying? So look at social media like that. It's not just a place to clown around, but it's a place to build, you know what I'm saying? So you absolutely don't want to spam, because it gets, for real talk, it get annoying, like, especially if you're spamming my fans, right? So they're commenting, and you're commenting to each and every one of them with the same exact copy and paste. You mess around and get blocked for that, because you literally are spamming, you know what I'm saying? And you're not trying to reach the artist, you're trying to reach his fans directly, and it's just like, hey man, don't listen to him, look, y'all look at this. A good way to reach out is really hard, right? Because yeah, when you don't have that big of a fan base, you're easier to reach. At this point right now, you get so much negative stuff coming in too that I try to block out everything for the sake of keeping my mind right and having peace. So you know, you block out some of the good and bad when you do that. But I say, man, one, you got to keep grinding, right? If you keep grinding, people are going to hear about you. They're going to hear your name, right? There's mad people who might not be super big, but because they're dope, they might have 500 followers, but I've heard about them from 2 different people when I was in a city. I come to LA, I hear about you because you opened up for somebody and you smashed it, or you dope. You might not be on the biggest level, but people are talking about you, like telling me I should check you out. That usually works a lot better, because it serves as a filter, right? So if 100 people say, hey, check me out, I'm dope, but everybody thinks they're dope, how many other people think you're dope? Well, out of those people, how many people say, hey, you should check this guy out, he's dope? Okay, that might be 10 people. Out of those people, how many people you know whose opinion you trust said, this guy's dope. It might be one out of those or two out of those 100. You're definitely gonna check those people. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about finding the filter, because you can't sit and listen to 100 people. So you're like, okay, well, I need something to knock this number down and make it smaller. Usually it might be references from different people, and you know what I'm saying? Or don't get it twisted, like if you give me your CD or whatever at a show, if I have a rental car that plays CDs, because sometimes they won't, you know what I'm saying? So I might not get to listen to it. But if we got like a long drive, we on tour, and the whip play CDs, I'm throwing them joints in on the way, like boom, okay, this cool, okay, this is whack, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I know they feel like it's spiritual, I'm not supposed to call it whack, but that's where we might run into the problem when it comes to competing, because we don't want to call stuff what it is when people don't put in the time and the effort. But I'm gonna listen to the joint, you know what I'm saying? If I meet you at a show and I tell you to send me something, that's another filter, right? That's, oh man, I'm overwhelmed, there's too many people hitting me about music. And then somebody hits you like, yo, remember I met you at the show in Florida and you told me to send it? Okay, boom, that allows me to, I'm gonna go listen to this one. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, because it's overwhelming when you got a whole bunch of people, it's almost like restaurants, right? If I come to the city and I look up food restaurants, I'm gonna see so many restaurants, sometimes it can be overwhelming. But if I ask you, where should I eat? And you only name 3, well now I only have 3 to choose from, and it becomes easier to take in. And that's what it is with the music, you know what I'm saying, for me, and maybe for some others. Keeping God over money. We can't be swayed when opportunity comes. You can't, like, if I see that on you, I can see it on you and I can smell it on you when you want this rap stuff too bad. That, to me, is a turn off. You know what I'm saying? Like, rap is something we do. We got a mission. Rap is one way to get it to the people, to get stuff done. But it can't be about, yo, if this is a way to get on, then I'll do it. Because if something else becomes a better way to get on, then you'll do that. You know what I'm saying? So I usually gotta feel like you can't be bought. You know what I'm saying? And then I ask everybody there why. Why do you do it? Why do you do what you know what I'm saying? I'm just dope, man. And I feel like if I'm gonna do rap, or do you want to do it? Or are you trying to reach people? You know what I'm saying? Like I want the heart for ministry to be there, you know what I'm saying? Because what it's gonna do is gonna give you a platform. What are you gonna do with the platform? Like, you can use, it's not just about the music. Your IG now has 10,000 followers. What are you gonna feed them? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? And I'll be on myself like that, like, yo, I'm rapping for God, but then it's like, yo, I got this many followers on Facebook in between albums. I can wake up and reach mad people. So now it's like, yo, in my study time, Lord God, give me something for your people. You know what I'm saying? And just try to do the most of the platform you can. So I look for that in other people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so there's never been a time where I wanted to quit. I feel like it's what I'm called to do. The Lord equipped me for this from day one, and I might have had the aim wrong, but the gift and the direction as far as what He wants me to do. Well, I tried to quit before, and like when I got saved, and He put it back in my lap. So I never wanted to quit. Now, have I wanted to just be like, forget CHH? And I'm just going to rap and just like forget the whole CHH thing? And not to say, right, because when you say CHH, you think you're gonna start talking about whatever. And I'm like, no. I have thought about just saying, yo, forget, because this whole little community stone you, they can be harsh. Yo, they can call you the devil woman, they can flip-flop on you, they can do, and it's hurtful. So, and it's because these are God's people, you expect better, so it hurts you more. You don't expect much from the world like that. You expect people to come at you crazy, so it's different. So I've thought about being like, forget that. I'm just gonna do what I do for the Lord, but just disconnect from all of this. You know what I'm saying? That's crossed my mind, just because of the pain, like, and it's all the time. Like, literally, I just had to block somebody on IG this morning for commenting on all my stuff. Bizzle sold out, he this, that. Usually I would try to get some understanding, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, what I even do, bro? You know, posted, I'm like, yo, forget it, bro. I'm blocking it. Next, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know my heart, I know where I'm at with the Lord. I know it's just hard though when it's coming from people who claim to serve the same Lord that you serve. I've always dealt with anxiety because just the position in itself, there's a lot of pressure, and then I'm really an introvert, so I'm not a people person, talker, being around big groups of people. So all of these opinions and all that, you know what I'm saying, deal with anxiety, depression, different things like that, because all you want to do is please God, and the stones that you take unnecessarily, you know what I'm saying, and we're supposed to count it all joy, and it's easier said than done. It's so much easier said than done, you know what I'm saying. But the more that I continue to read about Jesus and read about how it didn't matter, like, it helps you to understand it doesn't matter what you do. Because the reason it's hard is because I feel like, well, if I explain myself a little better, well, maybe if I take the time to break it down, maybe if I just share my heart. And some people don't care about that. They made up their mind how they're gonna feel about you, what they're gonna say about you. Everywhere they're gonna try to say it about you. They're gonna put up YouTube videos. They're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can't, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you just gotta block it. And that might sound harsh to people who don't know. Like, oh, why do you block people? You shouldn't. Nah, man, because for my peace of mind. God said I would have peace. You taking away from that, I'm trying to keep that, because this same me gotta go back and raise my kids and love on my wife, and I can't go back and do it broken because y'all ain't know how to treat me. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, right? I don't know if you heard my song From the Outside, but I addressed that. I address, you know, trying to play catch with my son with my phone in my hand.
Playing catch with him while I'm holding my freaking phone. Trying to be a father and a CEO. I'm trying. And how it's going, honestly, I don't even know.
And, you know, not having time, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to balance. And I don't know if anybody's mastered it. I still fight for the balance, right? I'm trying to find the balance, and sometimes I don't always balance it perfectly, but I swing from one to the other, and it kind of ends up balancing itself out. So I'll swing to the music in album mode, and I might start seeing that I'm not spending as much time with my family and I'm traveling. So then I swing and I do the family thing real hard, but then I start neglecting the business, right? And the business still has to provide for my family. So then I swing, and sometimes it goes like that, you know what I'm saying? But I think as long as your heart, like, this stopped being a dream to me a long time ago. When I got saved, it stopped being a dream to me. So I don't chase it like that, and therefore I put it in the right. Like, I do this, one, for the Lord, two, to sustain my family, right? It's a career path. Like, it's ministry, but then it's a career path to sustain my family. And this is not more important. Like, yes, they need a roof over their head, right? They need clothes on their, now what kind of clothes, how big of a roof, that's not as important as making sure that what's inside of them while they're under that roof is right. And if you not there, you can't do that. You can't be as big a part of that, you know what I'm saying? So, and you don't want them to grow up and be, you don't want them to grow up and feel like you wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you care, as long as you continue to have that on the floor, even if you struggle with it, like, man, I gotta do this, but I've turned out, this is the thing, right? And it's hard because you're talking to different types of people. There are people who don't want to go out there and do nothing, you know what I'm saying, unless it's a spotlight or any of that. Then you got people who will do a lot of it and neglect their family. So you'll never run out of good to do, right? This was hard for me to understand. I've had to turn down, like, going to the prison, right? That's a good thing. You need to go to the prisons, go ahead and share the gospel. But it came at a time where I was not spending enough time with my family, and then the opportunity to come and do something good came, and I had to turn down something that looked like a good deed so that I could spend time with my family, because I just got back in town. And I was about to say, yeah, because I want to do this good deed. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be a lot of good. It's almost kind of like when they was like, yo, we could have did this and gave it to the poor. And Jesus was like, yo, the poor you always have with you, but me. Like, sometimes, even with, I think, Martha and Mary with the oil or whatever, it's like, sometimes it's going to be good that you can do, but you can't do it all. You know what I'm saying? And you got to balance that. You know, that'll be between you and the Lord, because you'll end up trying to do so much for everybody else that your family's getting the short end of the stick. But you look good from the outside. Everybody will be praising you, but your family will know what's up. For real. You know what I'm saying? So it's not easy. Okay, so discipleship is mad important, first of all, but I think there's many different ways and shapes and forms of discipleship. And you know, different people say all kind of, like, I always had these debates with people, because different people judge everybody. A lot of people judge people who don't do things like they do it, right? So I've had, you know, smaller pastors that talk about the bigger pastors, the cats in the church, in the prisons that talk about the people who behind the four walls, like, oh man, they need to come. And it's like, no, because when they get out of prison, where you gonna send them? You're gonna send them behind those four walls. We need people there. We need people in the prison. We need people. I've had people be like, oh yeah, you know, people just on Facebook. It's like, no, you know how many people are being reached on Facebook? You know how many things can change? Like, God can use, because what you're saying is, you can read something that Paul wrote, but another person can't read something that Bizzle wrote or Seven wrote or something like that, and God speak to them through what you said, because this is the internet now. So you're downplaying it. I try not to downplay no parts of ministry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally counseled a married couple via Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They're about to get a divorce on Monday. I'm speaking to both of them. They don't even know I'm speaking to them. Like, I noticed that they both had hit me up, and halfway through I'm talking, I'm like, yo, she's talking about him, he's talking about, they're together. So I start, you know, I'm listening to one, and I'm trying to get them to understand each other. And by Monday, they was good, been good ever since. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're married. Like, I literally counseled them via DMs on Instagram. So I want to tell people, like, use every tool that you've been given to disciple others, not just what people tell you it should look like, right? Make yourself available. Now, with me, it's hard because I can only remember when I talked to you about filters, I can only make myself available to a certain amount of people, and from the outside, you can't tell whose need is severe, the most severe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Jesus, right? I can't be like, oh yeah, boom, boom, boom. And you'll end up burning yourself out and play your family out. But there's mad people who know that they could pick up the phone, call me. You got any biblical questions, anything you need to be prayed for, anything, you know what I'm saying? And I still have a tight relationship with my pastor and bigger brothers in the faith. I don't think discipleship ever stopped, and that's why I said it's tricky, because each person that does one thing feels differently about it. So you might have a brother that you're walking with in the faith, and you're like, yo, Biz, you know, I see you on Instagram and all that, but you see me and this brother, we walking every day. And then I'm like, yeah, I feel you, but I'm hitting 10,000 people every single time. And I'm in the DMs praying for people, talking to people about deaths in their family. I'm in it, like, God's just giving us different ways to be able to do this, and you gotta kind of fill it out. And my brother Lisea helped me out with that, right? Because I'm like, yo, you know, people be like, man, you need to hit the streets and do this, which, you know, I'll do with my pastor or whatever. We don't film it or nothing like that. But we'll start lifting that up. Like, yo, man, you in the streets, you know what I'm saying? You go to the project, and it's like, my dude Voss said, bro, the average person doesn't have 270,000 followers on Facebook. He might have 500 followers. He might be more effective going knocking on doors. He can't reach 10,000 people on the, you know what I'm saying, on the internet. So, yeah, but the next person might not be able to reach as many people as you via this platform. Therefore, you might be more effective this way. He might be more effective that way. And I think because the Bible says, you know, one plants and one waters, we got to keep that in mind when it comes to, because right now, if you ask who discipled me, there's at least 3 to 4 different people off top that can say they discipled me. And because it's not just one person, right? Because I got saved, at least 5 now, I just thought, because I got saved when I was on the West Coast, and you know, my brother that I started walking with was there for me, then the pastor that was from the church we started going to, and then I moved, got a new pastor, and then Lisea 7, my big bros in the faith, Willie Moore Jr., that's another one. Like, all of these people have discipled me. I think somewhere along the line, we almost started taking pride in it, like, yo, so how many people are you discipling? How many people have you discipled? And it's like, how many seeds have I planted? How many seeds am I watering? There's different parts of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been discipled by a few people, you know what I'm saying? And I've played a part in discipleship with mad people, you know what I'm saying? So I try to block pride wherever it may come in, you know what I'm saying? But for sure.